Silence is not only golden, it's essential when you're hunting buffalo. At the Northern Cape Professional Hunting School, the students learn to stalk barefoot in order to reduce noise. Here's course leader Mynhard Herholdt.
Okay, our scouting party. So that specific bull we want to hunt in front of us here. How far? From us it's about 600 meters.
This is the culmination of the school's week-long How to Hunt Buffalo course. Now, I'm sure I don't need to say it, but I will anyway. Buffalo are among the deadliest of Africa's big five dangerous game. We are learning a multitude of skills: how to track them, how not to scare them away, and how to avoid spooking them into a charge.
If buffalo tongue is very, very fresh, it's a greenish color and it turns black very quickly. But if you see buffalo tongue with a green color, then you know. Okay, don't look with your binoculars now because the sun is going to reflect.
Mynhard reckons only 1 in 250 buffalo hunts end in a charge, but that means his students will encounter charges during their working careers. Today we are hunting one specific out-of-condition bull that's in a herd of watchful animals. As we reach the top of the rise, we hear a thundering sound from over it.
Unfortunately, on the last moment, the wind turned and they smelled us. So that's a bad thing when you're hunting with a little wind.
The view on the other side is magnificent, but devoid of buffalo. So begins a game of cat and very large mouse. We set up a watch point on top of the kopje. It is not long before we are rewarded with our first clear sight of our quarry. They are not sure that we are a threat and continue on their way around the hill.
But at this moment there are 3 bulls together, and the one we want to shoot, you can see his hips sticking out.
By now we have our boots back on. The group sets off at pace to intercept them. Then we check.
Okay, the plot thickens. Another bull went with him, so they are 4 now. They're about 300 meters in front of us, but they are in that thick bush. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to sit here and try and hope that they feed out of that bush again, and then we'll go in.
Sitting here doesn't last long. After a short forced march, it is back to slow and quiet as we push into thorn bushes. There's an animal less than 100 yards ahead of us.
I think they are just in this little valley here. That bush is very thick, very, very thick.
After moving slowly through the thorns, the shooter, one of the lads on the course who won the lottery to be the client for the purposes of this hunt, plus his first and second professional hunters, or PHs, set up with rifles. It's a tense wait.
Yeah, that 3 bulls are pretty spooky now. They in that bush. Okay. So, and they probably gonna lie down there. We are in their zone now. So we must just be very quiet. If we get closer than 30 meters or 30 meters and closer, I want you to put the shooting sticks away. If you see that you're gonna get close, put the shooting sticks down. Okay with that, and then you shoot it out of the shoulder. Okay.
Eventually, Mynhard reckons no clear shot will present. We're off, and just as quickly, we find the animals. Client and PHs move to set up. It's nail-biting as the buffalo walks out in front of us. The shot is easy, it's just 70 yards. But this is education, not a real client situation. Mynhard wants us much, much closer to the buffalo we shoot. We can't walk into this one without spooking it. After a standoff, we let it walk on its way.
I've been after this buffalo now for, I think, about 4 hours. But we are losing concentration now. And that's exactly when you get that. So we must get our concentration up. Go slowly.
Back onto the stalk, and we cut off the group of animals again. They're on the move. For the second time, they are just 70 yards away from us. Even a buffalo groan from Mynhard doesn't turn them.
Oh!
We move, hoping to get ahead of them. When Mynhard says stop, he means stop. This is the last we see of the buffalo this morning. They disappear into the hills.
Charlie, I think it's just we want to shoot to be very close. So, to shoot it at 150 meters, it's not cricket, like you say. we want to be close. With the students, we try to get less than 50 meters. Yeah. Otherwise, you could just as well shoot a springbok or a blue wildebeest, and there's no danger factor in it.
Regrouping at the vehicles, we set out again. We are all aware that we have stirred up the buffalo. Not only will they be harder to find now, but once found, they could be more aggressive. This time it takes us until late in the afternoon to locate them. They're still too far for the shot that Mynhard wants. We can't get close enough. Mynhard tries something that works occasionally, but we're in last resort territory. A block stalk where the group moves towards the animals as one. Shoes are off. It doesn't work. As the light goes, we stop for the day and get the welcome sight of two of the PHs returning with our shoes. This is thorny ground, and it's not until the adrenaline stops pumping that you notice. Needless to say, there is no shortage of buffalo on the drive home. Day 2 begins in darkness. It's 3:30 in the morning. Concentration has to start now. Rifles must be checked, double-checked, and loaded. Not knowing where to look for the animals, our first move is to gain height and scout. By the time we get to the top of the best copy, it's daylight.
Okay, it's the second day. We got up 3 o'clock this morning and we climbed the highest mountain on the property. And the view is spectacular. And we've already spotted 4 bulls. And I think it's the bulls we're after. So we're just going to wait 5 minutes and then we're going to go in on them. The time is 5:20.
We follow their sign, staying high and keeping out of sight of them.
Tracks are quite fresh. It's just after the rain this morning. So, I don't think they're too far ahead of us.
The small group does what we hoped and leads us to the herd.
I suspect they're going to feed down this valley, the same as this bull did now. So we're going to try and get in position and see if we can get a shot. But the nice thing is what happened is all the waterbuck ran away and they were a problem for us, but luckily they're gone now.
Once more, off with the shoes, and to the best and closest cover. A rock downwind of the herd. There's still plenty to go wrong. We are a big group, and the slightest sound will provoke them. So far, it looks like they are unaware of us. A PH hands a rifle to the client, Andre, who is already an experienced PH himself with plenty of buffalo to his name. He is here to hone his skills as a buffalo PH. You can see the poor condition of the bull we're out to shoot today. Now it is a question of waiting for it to present a clear shot, and hoping that it's a clean shot. It is spot on.
Wait. Okay.
That was absolutely amazing. We had an early start this morning and a beautiful stalk, shot at about 40-50 meters. So very happy and very, very privileged. We were basically just waiting for him to give us a nice shot to open up his shoulder. They were kind of feeding into us, so we were waiting for him to clear from the others and just to give us a nice broadside shot. I grew up with it, but we learned a lot on the course.
Andre has a remarkable PH assisting him in this hunt. Zak Badat is South Africa's extreme fighting welterweight champion and on his way to a world title. He is keen on hunting and is also here to learn the art of buffalo PHing.
So the job's PH, especially the buffalo hunt, is to ensure that you, number one, get the client in a safe spot as close to the buffalo as can to make the most ethical shot on the animal. Take into consideration that the buffalo has great sense of hearing, so you've got to be very careful when you're making your final stalk to be as quiet as possible and to be as patient as possible so that you get the right moment to take the right shot. And the wind was a bit difficult today. We had to be very slow and steady and kind of work with it, and thankfully the hunting gods looked upon us favorably. I guess that's the allure of buffalo hunting. If it was easy, it wouldn't have as much of a magical aura that it does. I think buffalo hunting speaks to the spirit of the original man, the sense of conquering danger against all the odds, and I think that's why getting as close to a buffalo as possible before taking the shot is the ultimate goal or stalk on any dangerous game.
Mynhard is pleased with his class's efforts.
They did well. I think we did we made the essence to get close to buffalo. I think his shot was at 40 meters, and he shot it with a double rifle, a Heim double rifle, I must say. So
you would say that, wouldn't you? You're taking a younger generation, and you are putting them in the way of harm, and then you're taking them away from harm afterwards, which is quite a big responsibility.
Yeah, it is a big responsibility, Charlie, and it's a big risk. And but this is the only way to prepare them for real life. So you have to swim to learn to swim.
Of course, he has to get in a plug for Heim rifles. He's wearing the cap. Mynhard also teaches the value of having a second PH during a buffalo hunt.
You're there for the backup shot and for the dangerous situation, just to help out when it's dangerous.
You're a second pair of eyes.
Yeah, second pair of eyes and
a second gun.
Yeah, that's all that's your job.
We give the animal time to go down before we go and look for it. It's run less than 100 metres. It's a good shot, and there is no doubt that Andre, the Heim double rifle, and Woodley Round did their joint job dispatching it. It's worth a little prayer.
Dear God, thank you that nobody got hurt, and thank you for the privilege of being able to hunt.
Mynhard's son Kuti manages to get a vehicle up to this plateau. Then there is the matter of getting the carcass loaded and back out of the hills and down to the valley floor. That means clearing the road of big rocks. If Toyota needed it, it's another good advert for their backies. If you would like to go on the Northern Cape Professional Hunting School Buffalo course, visit ncph.co.za for details.